Leadership changes in the city of Trussville, and a popular Christmas visitor is here. Tribune Unscripted starts now. Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to Tribune Unscripted. I'm Brandon Dawkins with Tribune Digital Media, here with Scott Buttram, publisher of the Trussville Tribune, and Mayor Short, Mayor of Trussville. So welcome to both of you guys today. Obviously, we have Mayor Ben Short here to talk about some all kinds of news in the city of Trussville. There's a lot going on. We're going to get to that. But first, we're going to highlight our Christmas visitor, because we're a supporter of the Trussville Chamber of Commerce.
We are.
And Jingle is here. And so we're going to give everybody a shot of Jingle. Jingle, we were joking, Jingle might be the oldest elf ever. But he is the Chamber's elf, and he gets around during Christmas time. And so he wanted to come on the show, so we let him come on the show. But Ron,
that's a good elf. That's an exceptional elf.
I know, and he's a good size elf.
Yeah, he is.
So he's looking good
Was
over
that
there.
Was it Geico?
Geico,
Yeah, he has been everywhere lately. These have been on the Chamber's Facebook page. And so he goes around and visits all the Chamber members. Maybe Ace. Was he at Ace?
No,
Is that Hattie?
No, I think
is
that's
that Grant? Is that
Grant.
Grant?
Okay.
Yeah, I see the cars in the background.
I think there he is.
There's
at
Geico
again. I can't tell where he is.
Is that mac and cheese? I don't know.
Peach
The
cobbler.
peach cobbler.
The peach
I wonder if
cobbler.
it's
That
the
makes
peach cobbler
sense.
place.
Peach cobbler factory.
On his decent size
And it's got peach
nose.
cobbler all over him.
And so, anyway, we wanted to
Is
have
that
him
Tula J's?
highlighting.
That looks like Tula J's, man.
And if you like to follow Jingle the Jelf, just Jingle the Jelf, Jingle the Elf, make sure you follow the Trussville Area Chamber of Commerce on social media.
What a fun
and you
idea.
can see everything he gets up to during the holidays. It's fun to keep track
I love
of.
it.
And so we were happy to have him here hanging out today. So anyway.
Good deal.
All right, now let's turn and talk about all things City of Trussville. Mayor Short, Ben, welcome. Thanks for being on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We started with one or two things, but things
Turned into a full half segment
You guys
going
have a lot
on here
going
now.
on.
We got a laundry list.
You've hit the ground running. You're busy. And so we're going to start out with personnel changes in the police department first.
Yeah. So Chief Rush has opted to retire after 30 years of service, and I can't thank Eric enough. I used to work for Eric and learned a lot from him. And really, Trussville PD would not be where it is today without his service. You think about all the technology that we have now in the city of Trussville that kind of goes unseen, but really it helps us fight crime really, really well. And that was all done under his leadership. So grateful for him. Dave Moret, who was our deputy chief, has been named acting chief of police for now. And so we will open that up and probably a few months, and we'll put that out there and see. I know we have a lot of strong internal candidates for that position, but we'll open it up just so we're casting a wide net before we announce an official hire for the next chief of police.
Approximately how many officers do we have now?
Oh, man.
Put you on the spot with that.
Put me on the spot. I think we're around the 80 mark.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
I think that's where we are. I need to... Putting me on the spot, so don't
Sorry,
hold me to
sorry,
it.
yeah,
So.
that's
What's
not
our
official.
desired number in that department?
I really think we're close. I know we're a few down right now. I'd like to get those spots filled. I think we're 4 or 5 down. I think the 100 mark from a full staffing standpoint is probably where we should be. That's not all sworn officers. That's support staff and dispatch and things like that. So I think we're getting there. We're close to that point. But as our population continues to grow, obviously, we're going to have additional public safety needs. And so there will always be some level of growth in that department. So.
Okay. All right.
I was just thinking when we did the announcement about Eric's retirement, he's the third chief that we've worked with through the Tribune, going back to Sibley.
Don Sibley, yeah.
And then Bridges, and then Eric. It's really been nice from a newspaper standpoint to have an internal transition like that, because it's like we're dealing with somebody we're already familiar with. Jeff had been PIO for a while. Eric had been PIO for a while. So it was such a nice, easy transition. And obviously, we're a newspaper known for supporting law enforcement and first responders, and we will stay that way. But that's one of the things I like about seeing Dave's name come up as the interim here. We know him. Had a relationship with him for years, and he knows Trussville.
He does.
Which is important.
He gets Trussville, and one of the first things I did when I came into office was start a 360 performance evaluation process and create an anonymous reporting mechanism. So we haven't, to my knowledge, since I've been a city employee and since late 2010, early 2011, we never evaluated or gave our employees the ability to evaluate their supervisors. And so it's been pretty telling, and Dave comes with high regard within the department, so it's always positive to see.
Wow,
So.
He's just a good guy to deal with.
Definitely.
Another important position that you're just putting this out that is being filled, that really impacts a lot of families in Trussville, is the person who heads up Trussville Park and Rec. And now you've filled that position as well.
Yeah, as of today, breaking news right here on Tribune Unscripted, we have announced that he has accepted the role. His name is Chris Mills. He is the assistant principal at Springville High School at this time, but he's been in our Parks and Rec as a coach, as a parent, forever. And so he's been in the coaching business since the late 90s. As an athlete, as a college athlete, and has coached a wide array of sports. And so he not only has the recreation component that I was looking for, he also has the facilities and maintenance experience as it relates to our civic center. So we had a lot of strong candidates. We interviewed 4, and I think I had around 30 applicants.
Oh, wow.
All from all over the country.
Wow.
And so we had a strong pool to come from. But it was important to me to have somebody that had the building maintenance and the facility side as well as the recreation side, and also understood our city. And so having a Trussville resident that gets both, I'm excited to announce Chris Mills as the replacement to David Vincent. I think he's going to do some good things.
That's a massive job. I mean, it really is.
It is in Trussville.
It is.
It is in Trussville because of the quality of our programs.
Yep.
I don't know what a lot of people, I know a lot of people do know, but there are probably also a lot of people that don't know. We've got an exceptionally large group of coaches that live in Trussville and coach at surrounding schools and areas, Chris being one of those. We're familiar with Chris, obviously, as the assistant principal at Springville High School, but we've known Chris since he was coaching with Jerry Hood at Leeds, and as he moved to these different programs. So he really does have a wealth of knowledge in sports, in recreation, but again, a healthy knowledge of Trussville because he lives here and he knows the area. So.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, well,
and he's taller than me. Not that that's hard to do, but
Chris looks the part. He looks the part. He'll fit in right well.
Good thing is you're not intimidated by that. No, just kidding.
But you got a gun. You're a cop.
That's right.
Still got a badge, don't you?
I still got one, yeah.
All right, now let's talk about another thing that you've really just released information on too, is some parking changes at the sports park in Trussville. And if you spend any time in the sports park at all, which I do, you know that parking is an issue. And so we've got these images digitally. So let's talk through what you're doing here to make some much needed changes.
Yeah, so
Ron's going to pull some up as we talk,
right,
so
perfect.
the audience can see.
So this image that the audience is looking at now is the overview. And so you can kind of see the plan in its entirety. But the big news here is we are mitigating the amount of trees that we have to bring down for this. We're doing our very best to avoid any mature trees in the area so we keep the aesthetic and the feel of our complex, because I really think that's special. But when you add all of this up, this is 241 new additional parking spots in the complex.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's a significant change. And so I will announce, as this plan comes to fruition, as we start, and this is the conceptual phase here, we're doing some engineering now. CCI's out there doing the work for us. So we may lose a few on that count. We may be able to add a few on that count. But really, I tasked CCI with finding additional parking, but also improving the experience within the park, improving the traffic flow. So as we work through this, I'll kind of go through some of it. And we'll publish this to y'all's website, and I'll throw it on my social media, the Ben Short from Air site as well. But the top of the baseball fields, the top lot, as I'll call it, we're not adding a ton of new spots there. That's 11 new spots. But the big impact and the big change, Trussville Utilities has a water station there that is not in use. So by taking advantage of that and getting that out of there, we'll be able to add 11 spots, but we also create a true turnaround back there. Because you know it bogs down in there, and then it becomes
was that down on this end somewhere?
Yeah, so right in here is where it is. So we'll add a few spots, but we'll restripe that, create that median line, that middle line, and so you'll actually have a true turnaround to get in and out of that lot. And so
and we've got such great access from that lot down to those fields now.
Exactly.
I mean, it's first class.
Yeah, and then we'll maintain or improve our handicap parking in that area as well.
Okay.
So not a huge number of spots gained here, but the traffic flow improvement
Better
is
idea.
really.
And if you've ever dropped your little kid for baseball down there, you know
You can
like,
easily
exactly
come
what you're
nose to
talking about.
nose with
Exactly.
another vehicle.
It's
Nobody
crazy.
can move, and it's already kind of tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's raised kids in Trussville's smiling right now.
Yeah, and as much as I wanted to continue this all the way around, the topography back there
Yeah.
in the blue line streams, it's just impossible. So this is, in my opinion, the best solution that we have for this specific lot. So,
Okay.
all right, moving on to probably the biggest impact lot.
Okay.
If you have a Mini Cooper, this is the perfect parking lot for y'all. You know what I'm talking about. There's some spots in there that are just for compact cars, right?
Yep.
And we have a lot of trucks in Trussville, so
Yes.
especially on the weekends in this sports complex. But this is all about improving the flow as well. And so you will see some of the trees in between soccer and the main road come down, but we've taken a look at that. There's not a lot of mature growth in there. A lot of it's just a lot of undergrowth. There are a couple mature trees in there that'll have to come down because we'll have to improve access, provide another way in as well. So it won't be just that existing entry point. So this one adds 53 new spots, but again, the traffic flow is
That's
really what we're
substantial
improving.
right there.
It's
50
huge.
spots is
That's a lot, comes right up to behind the soccer fields. You mentioned improving traffic flow in the softball parking lot. Ben, I got to be honest with you, I didn't know there was traffic flow in the
Yeah.
softball parking lot. That was a free-for-all,
That's
man.
right. That's right.
It was.
And so I think this should solve that. And something that you see on this plan as well, that we're still working on the exact layout. A constant complaint has been when you do have to use that top softball lot, which we'll go to here in just a second, is there's no lighting for people to walk along the roadway. So
Right,
we'll
right.
address that. But let's flip over to the next one. And this is that top softball lot. A lot of people, when they're coming in for tournaments, they do not realize that this is parking for softball.
Right.
They're just finding their way in, they park, and that's it.
And isn't there access like right in here?
There is. That's your main entry point into that facility. And so what this does, we're changing the flow yet again. And just by changing the flow, we're adding 70-something. But this plan, as you see it on the screen, is 102 new parking
So
spots.
all this is new, right?
Yeah, where you're toward the Maplewood side, and there's going to be plenty of buffer, so the Maplewood residents don't stress about that. This is actually going to improve y'all's access. You have a little trail in there that we're going to protect, but that bottom part that is near Maplewood, we're actually just going to put crushed gravel down in there and treat it like the high school. We're going to leave all those mature trees in there and kind of
So the
create parking
natural-
around. Exactly.
Yeah.
And now the top area is really where we get our biggest impact, and that's with the existing asphalt that's there for the most part. And so just by changing the traffic flow and then moving some of these from 90s and changing them to the angled parking, we're making a significant impact. And so we're also going to improve visibility off of the roadway. So we'll widen that access
will be able
point.
to see
Right
it.
now it's tough to get two cars in and out, right? But we widen that out
Yeah.
and people can see it a lot clearer.
I don't want to oversimplify, but you're just kind of reversing the traffic flow in
On this one, yes.
and getting
Yeah.
better access by doing that.
Exactly, exactly. And so you'll see on here, this is not the final location, but we're also going to create a kind of like a greenway path, a trail, and it'll be lit. So people that have to park in this lot or that are parking in this lot will actually be able to access the bottom baseball softball lot. So you'll have a connector. Right here, it's going to the road, but it's not going to end this way. It's actually going to go at an angle and connect this way. We had to overcome some streams. So
Is that what I'm seeing here?
That is what you're seeing,
Okay.
yeah. Right now, this plan that you're seeing on the screen or that you saw on the screen, it was conceptual, the easiest, most cost-effective way as I tasked CCI. But in looking at that, we're going to put some additional expense into creating the path and making it look like our greenway and making it comfortable and getting people off the road. I don't want people walking along the road from lot to lot.
Yeah.
And eventually, as we continue to adapt this plan, we'll create access points from all of our lots to other lots, right? So we want a trail system that kind of connects
Without
not only the
necessarily
greenway.
going onto the roads?
Exactly.
That'd be
yeah,
awesome.
we want people off the roads. And so also here in on the main river bend in between the softball and baseball, the pedestrian crossing signals that we have along Chocolate Mountain Road, you'll see that happen here
I
as
was
well.
about to ask.
Yeah.
I think we do need a safe passage crossing there.
And we'll do it there and a little higher up as well,
Yeah.
in between the top baseball parking and the practice football pickleball area. There'll be some additional improvements in there as part of this plan too.
Let's talk about Death Trap Soccer.
Okay.
Because that one, to me, in all seriousness, like I'm kidding, but I'm kind of not kidding. Like, yeah, it was dangerous. Soccer's dangerous. That road, there's no, what's the right word?
That definitely
There's,
needs
like,
a passage.
It falls, like if the people park on the side of that road, but then it's just a ditch. There's no shoulder.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
And so, and that's because of the lack of parking in there. So what you see on the soccer plan here is 75 new spots. And then we changed the traffic direction in there as well, one way in, one way out, to improve that flow. But it creates, just by going into the edge, and I will say to the community, this does not impact the mountain bike trails, and this does not impact the Frisbee golf course. I'm an avid disc golfer myself.
Yeah.
It does not impact either one of those. And so our Parks and Rec and our Public Works have actually started working on this specific project. We can do most, if not all, of the soccer improvements internally. We've already seen some. They cleaned out some brush over there, and they created 16 new spots over the last few weeks. But now that we have this plan with CCI, they'll continue to improve that.
And so your goal is to get people to stop parking on Palm.
Yeah, we do not want them parking on any of it. Riverbend, Palm, parking on those roads and in the bike lane is actually a violation of Alabama law.
It's dangerous.
I forget the bike lane.
With as many pedestrians we have, you don't want them coming in and out of park.
Exactly.
So
and we got a lot of kids on scooters and bikes, and we just need to improve the safety
just the
there.
kids crossing from the fields.
Yeah, you'll see some crossing there as well to improve that area with those same signalizations.
That's great.
All right, to recap this, 240 new spaces.
241 new spots.
I pulled some stats. That's basically the equivalent to 24 teams on average.
Okay.
Each team would pull about 10 cars.
When did you pull that?
I Googled it while we were sitting in there talking about this. And for a Little League park, that's about the average they give you per team, generally speaking, because there's a lot of different sports involved. But that's significant. 240 spots is significant, and none of these leagues are going to get any smaller.
Yeah, no. And we still have a field utilization issue. We are out of field space, but with what I've been tasked with, especially in this first year, is to save as much as we possibly can as we rebuild reserves, right? But there will be a time where we have to take a hard look at adding additional fields, multi-purpose fields. We're already past that need. It's just finding the funding mechanism and the timing for it to make sense. So this solves the immediate need, which one of the biggest immediate needs, and that's the parking component. So.
Okay. All right, now let's, the last topic I had you listed for was the tree removal on Parkway.
Yeah.
You've put out we've had some information on the paper about that. You've put out some information. Maybe just kind of go over with people.
And you've got the pink ribbons.
Right, yeah.
Down Parkway, so you've obviously picked the biggest, prettiest, oldest, most beautiful trees. Mayor,
we're going to have
Scott. Are you going to kill them?
We're going to have Scott stand there as they come down hollow. No, he'll be able to stand inside of it.
I know what they're going to look like inside. We got a couple in our yard.
And that's the reality we find ourselves in. And we've had a lot of storms. You've seen a lot of trees come down. Just recently we had some come down. And so the Tree Commission does a wonderful job. And I've tasked them with coming up with a tree replanting schedule so we can budget and allocate for what will be. You're going to continue to see some of these trees, especially along major thoroughfares, come down from a risk mitigation standpoint. It's the only thing we can do because these limbs, some of them are big enough. If they hit you, they'll kill you if you're walking.
They're as big as a tree.
Yeah.
So we did have ACE. We have a professional arborist come in. They took a look at this, and they have their plan of the trees that are highest risk. And so we felt Parkway was the best place to start. So you'll see some trees come down on Parkway. They are marked with the pink ribbon. You'll see a pecan tree get cabled. We're going to try to extend the life of that specific tree. But as they come down, we'll replant right behind. And so when our current canopy, our existing canopy was created, it was all planted at one time in the same species, right? And so now we have a better understanding of, let's put this on a tiered approach. That way all of our trees aren't going to die off around the same time.
Right.
And we have a variety of species which should hopefully increase the life of the trees in the area.
Is the plan still in place if you live in the Copper Project and you want to replace one that's been taken down in the city easement? You could submit a form.
Yes,
Is that still in place?
Yeah, you can request that through the Tree Commission. I can't remember Ralph will probably text me in a minute and tell me how many trees it is, but they've got a significant plan for this year, and I don't want to misquote the number of trees,
Yeah.
but if you live in the project and want a tree planted, you just hop online or reach out to one of the tree commission members, or reach out to me and I can get you in touch with them.
Okay.
But we'll get that to you.
Yeah, I want to compliment the tree commission. I think they've taken, this is over the years, it's kind of come and gone in terms of being taken seriously, but this current group,
They've done a good
man,
job.
they've done a great job replacing trees. Ben, I was driving up Parkway the other day, and since the pink ribbons have gone up, you do start paying a little more attention.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if there are very many original oaks on Parkway at all at this point. I'm talking about from 1938.
Hey, Ralph will tell you. Ralph or one of the or Coach Dobson, one of them will be like, "Yeah, this one's original." But I'm with you.
You
I hear what
see
you're
how
saying.
many, and we've done a nice job of replacing that canopy.
Yeah.
Because I remember when some of those went in, I drive down, I'm like, that's a nice tree already. So this is a good group's doing a good job.
Yeah, they are.
I just think it's a big kind of an earmark of our city.
It is, and we're going to continue as we work through this plan. We're going to continue to mark those with the pink ribbon. So I don't want people to be surprised when it comes down, especially if it's one near your home. It'll be evident. So if you see a tree marked with a pink ribbon or a ribbon at all, odds are good that that's on the list for removal. So.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate you coming and just going over all of this with us.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Come back anytime.
We can't spill any bills. We've got a lot more news coming.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff that you've been working on.
Oh,
so I'm kind of excited about that. There's something that happens with a change of administration that the blood just starts rising a little again, because Buddy was kind of like this when he first went into office. It was something every minute. So.
Yeah, I got to remind myself. I've only been here a month now, so
Well,
we got a long way to go.
Let me tell you, I concur with a lot of the changes you've made, and I'm really excited about what we're seeing, what we're hearing, Ben.
Well, thank you, Scott.
Thanks.
And Brandon.
Thank you so much. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got plenty of more news to get to today, so stay with us. Have you been to Discount Warehouse lately? New electronics, brand name makeup, and bedding arrive daily. Follow their Facebook page to find out about special sales on clothing, tools, and fireworks. Discount Warehouse, where you will never pay.
Ah, now this is the life. Who's a good boy? Well, to tell you the truth, it's my humans. They're the ones who made sure to buy me a home with natural gas. The furnace warms like no other. The fire turns on instantly. Whoa. And I'm happier than a beagle in a bacon factory. Oh, that's the spot. With the money we save on our energy bill, well, I got big plans for that. Visit my website and learn why natural gas is a home's best friend.
Welcome back, everybody. Okay, now we want to talk about, we're going to focus on sports update for some of the areas outside of Trussville specifically, because there is a lot happening in Moody. So why don't you tell people let's brag on Moody for a minute.
I say all the time, the Tribune is blessed to cover the 8 high schools we cover. We've got a school in a state championship for almost every sport as the year goes, and it's great. That's a big part of who we are as a local newspaper. So championship week is going on at Protective Life, and the Moody girls have already won the state flag football championship. So we're excited about that. I think they won that yesterday. And
I should have pulled up that picture for you, Ron.
I don't want to sound braggadocious, but they kind of won it going away. They put a good whooping on them.
Okay, good.
Moody boys play for the 5A state championship tonight. I should know who they're playing, and I don't for some reason.
I can try to find it.
We'll try to find that. But got a good feeling about this. I think the Moody boys will do well. Our anticipation is they win it all. That's what we expect from all of our Tribune area teams. And while you're looking that up, I will tell you that tomorrow night, Clay Chalkville plays for the 6A state championship. Very excited about that. If you watched the 7A championship last night, Thompson beat the snot out of Opelika, my wife's alma mater, so she had that cranked up on the TV. We watched all of it. She was excited about it. Not so excited by the time the game was over, but Thompson just beat the living daylights out of them. Well, let me just remind everybody, Clay Chalkville whipped Thompson, and they whipped him pretty handily, and they've won, I think, 3 in a row against Thompson now. They beat them last year, too.
So you think they're going to...
I know Clay Chalkville High School is the best high school football team in the state of Alabama right now. Probably the best program. Thompson gets all the attention because they're 7A, but Clay Chalkville's whipped Thompson on a regular basis. I have full expectation that the Cougars will win another state championship tomorrow night. Looking forward to that.
Okay, so because they're playing Saraland.
Yes, they are playing Saraland, who's a really good program out of the southern part of the state.
Moody is playing, is it Viger?
Viger? Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. So that's down around Mobile, I
They're
think.
in Scott, wait, no, slow down, I'm just going to put it away.
Does that sound right? I don't think it's Viger. Viger doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, it does. Moody Blue Devils, Protected Stadium, Thursday, December 4th. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I expect, we expect our Moody folks, guys to win tonight. We expect our Clay Chalkville guys to win tomorrow night.
Huge.
Big congratulations to the Moody flag football girls. Great job. I was really impressed with that program this year.
All right, now let's talk about, you were there, they opened the softball stadium for Husky softball.
That was amazing. This ended up being a very sports-heavy show. Roberts Stadium, named after Bill Roberts, our former school board president, long time supporter of Trussville softball. Bill loves those games. He was taking his folding chair and going to those softball games long before they were the program that they are today. And if you've been, you get it. Softball's a fast game. It is a fun game to watch. I love state tournament time because that's usually when I just force my schedule to allow me to go and watch Taylor's teams. But Taylor Burt has done a fantastic job, multiple state championships since she took over this program. They have been selected as a Nike, I believe it's a Nike Elite program, one of only 12 elite programs in the United States. This stadium, which took a horrible beating during the election. It infuriated me because so much misinformation was quite intentionally put out there in our community for political reasons by people who just either were ignorant or didn't want to know the truth. This stadium was paid for by grants. Danny Garrett, Representative Garrett, Senator Shay Shelnut, Senator Dan Roberts all went to work and pulled in government grants to help pay for this thing. Donations from Bryant Bank. I'm leaving somebody, Thompson Tractor or Tractor and Equipment. I believe it's Tractor and Equipment.
Okay.
Big donations there. This was paid for by grants and private funds. And I'm super proud of that because Taylor's built a program that drew that kind of support. And I'm telling you, y'all, it's first class. I just stood there and grinned.
It really does look good. So I'd pick up at the track every day. So I pick up Ollie. And, Husky Parkway just looks amazing where you got the Civic Center and the stadium. And then the softball park, if they finished it, just looks amazing. And I know it was controversial, but the covered practice field, the lights on at night. And everybody, a lot of people have used that, at different times. And I watched the band use it this summer for practice for different things. And then you pull into it. It looks, it's like it's turning into this really special strip.
It is. Listen,
stuff.
I've seen some municipal stadiums that could rival our softball stadium. I haven't seen anything like this at another school. I'm really proud of this.
Yeah,
I think our
really
schools
amazing.
Really do drive our community.
Yeah.
And when you pull in and say a high school campus and it's kind of loosely connected to the middle school campus, you got 3 elementary schools that just go out there and knock it out of the park day in and day out.
Yeah.
It is impressive, and I'm very proud of it. And I think everybody that goes to one of these girls' softball games this spring, you'll be proud of it as well. But it's impressive. I've spent a lot of time around the baseball, visiting with Jeff Malden, I go in their facility, and they've got such a nice locker room and facility. I'm a guy, so I didn't know where I could go and where I couldn't go yesterday.
Yeah.
So Taylor took me through and toured me through the JV locker room and the varsity locker room in the hitting house. Just fantastic all the way across the board. Really proud of it. Really happy for these girls. And I'm glad to see Trussville, who is, we've heard it, committed to academics, athletics, and the arts. And they've never backed off of that. They have delivered. It's not just buzzwords. They've delivered on that. And if you get a chance to see this facility, go see it. It's impressive.
Yeah, it surely looks good.
And it's deserved. Can I say that?
Yes.
I think Taylor and those girls deserved it. I think Bill Roberts, with the way he has poured his heart and soul into our schools, deserved to have that stadium named after him. I'm really proud of all of that happening in our community. I think it's a big deal.
All right, well, the last thing I want to mention in this block, and then we have plenty of stuff to get to in the next block too, but I do want to mention that we reached, Jacob Gurley, our editor, reached out to Argo Police this morning. They have those two elderly people who were missing there that they were looking for over the past week. They found the gentleman.
Right.
But they are still looking for the woman.
Still looking for the woman, and we all know what the weather's done.
Yes,
every
and
night.
so we want to put that out there, that information is online, but they have asked for the public's help. Their pictures are online. There they are right there. You can see them. And so we want to give them help finding Betsy Manor. So.
And we really hope she is found somewhere safe to be, but just keep your eyes open.
Yeah. Anyway, she's been gone for some time.
Yeah.
So anyways, okay. Well, now we're going to go to another quick break. We'll be back with the rest of our news for the day. Stay with us.
Are not lost to bureaucratic mayhem. They can help you create the ideal estate plan. If you're currently in probate, Cahaba Law Group can help assist you there too. Plus, they can handle more than just probate. They can serve you in just about any legal matter. Begin now by scheduling a consultation at cahabalaw.net.
I'm Drew Lawley, General Manager at Courtesy Buick GMC. Come see us at Courtesy, where we have over 300 vehicles to choose from, including GMCs, Buicks, and certified pre-owned vehicles. Come see us at Courtesy or check us out at courtesybirmingham.com. Proud supporter of our area high school teams.
Welcome back, everybody. All right, let's talk about some news in Centerpoint. And this was something that we followed through. I guess it's been a year or so, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Where there were a couple of different stories where a dog had found skeletal remains.
Right.
Brought
bones back.
In this area, brought bones back. And they have finally identified those remains. And they were the remains of a missing man in Centerpoint named Curtis Taylor Jr., who was last seen by his family in February of 2024.
Yeah, it's one of those stories, like as you mentioned, twice we reported that a dog came up with human remains, and they didn't know who it was, and so the coroner's office, everybody obviously was working on identifying. And it's a very unusual story, kind of raises eyebrows. At the same time, that is a human being. That is, that's somebody's relative, loved one. So glad to see some resolution here.
Just some closure
it's
there,
just disturbing to,
Yeah, absolutely. And so thoughts for his family for sure. But like you said, it's good to find a resolution there to a very bizarre story. Okay, also, we've continued to follow the shooting that was outside of Pinson.
At the pit.
Where Kimber Mills was killed at the pit, you got it. But the gentleman who had been arrested.
The original person.
Yes, the original person, Mr. Whitehead, who had been arrested for shooting Kimber Mills, has been indicted along with injuring the three people. But do you think there's still
Well, yeah, this is still kind of
more
unfolding.
charges
There's going to
coming?
be
Stephen Whitehead.
there's going to be different angles on all of this. The attorney general or the district attorney took Whitehead's case to the grand jury, is my understanding, and they returned an indictment against him. Was it for murder or for manslaughter?
Hang on, I'll tell you. Attempted murder.
Attempted murder.
1 count of murder, 3 counts of attempted murder.
For all the people that he shot.
Right.
So also.
He is still in the Jefferson County Jail.
Right, and 2 who have been charged, I think, are out on bond. Silas, I can't remember the 2 names, but
it's not mentioned in the story, but
so they've also been charged with this crime, and we're not going to try to replay the crime because we don't know everything that happened, but our understanding based on the reports is that Whitehead was flirting around or messing around with a young girl that she had a boyfriend or whatnot. That was unwelcome, and that these other 2 guys kind of jumped into the middle of it, started kind of wailing away on Whitehead. Shots were fired. Kemper was killed.
And she was just a victim.
She was just a victim of it.
Bystander, yeah.
And these other 2 guys, several other bystanders were shot as well. So again, we've known since we saw the video of this crime taking place, this is going to take a while to unfold, and just let the district attorney and juries and judges kind of untangle everything and say who's responsible for what. But we're a long way from the end of this one.
Okay. All right, now on to some lighter news. In Moody, everybody in the city of Moody who works for the city, I should say, is getting a pay raise, 6%. I mean, that's significant.
That is very significant, and good for them. The new administration has moved in, evidently taking a look at finances and determined they could do a little something extra for their workers. So that's always good news if you're a city worker.
Mayor Nick Rutledge had approved the raise at this most recent meeting, but I was looking where he had said he had taken a lot of headaches, a lot of banging his head against the wall, but they're happy to get it, and they've also in the process shifted their pay scale so that they can be more competitive when it comes to hiring people for positions in the city.
Makes it easier to keep them.
So a lot going on that's great in Moody right now, and that is, fitting, goes along with everything else happening.
Nick had been on council, so he kind of came into the mayor's office with an idea of what he wanted to do and what would be required to make it happen. So this is, again, the first part of new administrations is always exciting to me because everybody's going in
just
excited.
Fresh eyes, fresh perspective.
And cool things usually pop up and happen.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Now, if you cross Interstate 20 over to Leeds, we mention this group all the time too, because they're always getting highlighted for different things. But Leeds Main Street was granted a $30,500 grant to continue their work in the district. This was specifically from the Truist Foundation. And so those funds will go into, I'm assuming, the work that they're already doing in downtown Leeds.
We need to get those ladies back in just to get an update. And I'm going to tell you, is it Downtown Leeds or Leeds Downtown? That group, as well as the Leeds Chamber and their new director, and their former director was the same way. Just such great communicators with us. I mean, we really appreciate the job they do of keeping us informed on the things going on in Leeds.
And the Main Street executive director is Christy Biddle, and she had said that money from the grant will go back to the merchants in downtown Leeds, and they continue to do things to help them out. That's what that money will continue.
We've got a lot of cool main streets in our coverage area. Leeds is certainly one of those.
So, all right, well, that's everything we have today. That's a lot because I feel like it's been a while since we've been here, since we were off for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we did take last week off, so we had a lot to cover. But that's just kind of the nature of our business. It's the bad weeks are when we come in and can't come up with a good story.
So a lot of good stuff this week. All right, we hope you have a great rest of your week and weekend, and we'll be back here next week. you been to Discount Warehouse lately? New electronics, brand name makeup, and bedding arrive daily. Follow their Facebook page to find out about special sales on clothing, tools, and fireworks. Discount Warehouse, where you will never pay retail price.